All right, guys, this is going to be a little bit different because this whole thing is different. I got an email and I started out like this. You should ask your people at Boss why they don't sell kits for their plows to mount them on big mowers. And then he sent me a picture of that one, and that one. And then he sends me a quick video of this thing, and it looked like it was actually working. So today, guys, we're gonna head out to this guy's place. He's local. He says, I've plowed a large driveway for 3 years now with it and haven't broken it yet. Post if you like. Thanks, Dan. I say we go visit Dan and check this thing out in person, because after talking to him on the phone, this guy's got this dialed in. So let's hook up with Sam and head out. All right, we're here. I called him, texted him, but I did not get a response. So I don't know if he's gonna be here or not. Oh, Dan, right? Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for letting me come out and play in the snow with you.
Yeah.
So this is the driveway you do?
Yep.
God, this is
about 3 years now.
This is a big driveway. This is like 25 or 30 normal driveways. Let me show these guys. We're talking about, let me close my door, Dan, real quick. Thanks for the email, by the way, too. I appreciate you reaching out to me. So you got a 2-car garage. We come down, you got a turnaround. You've done this entire thing with your lawnmower.
Yep.
Up to what, 12 inches or so, you're saying?
Oh yeah, every snowfall. I've got a walk behind snowblower I can use if I really bury the thing, but that's a lot of work for a driveway this big, so
look at
I
this.
ride when I can.
And then he goes down this way. This is more wider than a 2-car, more wider, right? Good wording. Then he's got another garage there. And then how many linear feet is that all the way down to the street down there?
I'm not even sure. I think I had the driveway replaced here. I think it was close to 8,500, 9,000 square feet.
9,000 square feet. Dang.
Great in this kind of crap where I don't want this light stuff to pack down on this nasty hill in the wintertime, so I want to get it off.
Right.
And the light, quick maneuverable plow on that thing can go out and whip this off so quickly.
So what we'll do, I think what we should do, maybe you can let me know, Dan, what you think. I think we should plow your driveway. Let's see how it handles this slick stuff. And then maybe we could go take, because I understand you got one of my favorite things that I want of all time, a Toolcat.
Yeah, I just got one here.
And maybe we could pile some heavier snow up in an area and test it out in some bulkier stuff.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah, for sure.
The stuff out in the yard is certainly frozen hard. The other plow I've got up in the garage, because I keep that one heated. Brought it into the modern era with some proper lights on the front instead of the Toolcat 90s garbage.
I was gonna say, those don't look like standard lights. That looks like a light bar, an LED light bar that you probably retrofitted.
That up in there here a couple weeks ago.
And you've got a grapple bucket for it too.
I just picked that up because that's the main thing I wanted it for in this yard. I've got a couple acres of trees out there, and it's just, there's a couple dozen just widowmakers, dead trees all over, laying everywhere, and I want to get them drug out, cleaned, run in and screwed
okay.
out through the road here.
I'm just looking at how you did this. This is a UTV or an ATV snowplow that you mounted onto a lawnmower. It looks like you took the center section deck out.
Yeah, on the bad boy, the entire deck comes off with 6 bolts. 6 bolts in the belt, and that's it. Kick the deck out from underneath. I bought this piece here with their bracket and their quick attach.
From Boss?
From Boss. They make those for a few different things, the big UTVs and a couple of 4-wheelers. I think this one was actually for a Kubota of some sort. And it was the simplest one I could get, where it was just a nice square angle.
Okay.
So I bought that, and then everything else is just square tube. So I just welded that onto this square tube and built this that square tube subframe comes all the way back to here. So I bolted this entire subframe on here in 4 different places, and then the weight is held here with another piece I threw on top to carry the weight across the entire frame.
Okay, so this entire framework is what you built to handle the weight of the plow.
Yep.
So it's not mounted rigidly just on the front alone. You've got this literally kicked back into the frame of the mower just the same way we do it on plow trucks.
Yep.
Pretty much, right? I mean, they don't just stick it on the front bumper and go, hey, go plow snow. It's literally connected to the framework, and that's exactly what you've done in this situation as well.
They're pretty heavy up here on the bad boy, but these square tubes they had back here were not real thick walled. It's like, you know, if I crack the thing at some point, I'm going to be patching it welded anyway. I might as well just build a nice solid frame all the way back where I can spread the force out, and I've got it bolted at least to 3 of the different tubes this way for the push and pull force.
So show me your control system on this thing.
That's just straight from Boss. Although it's kind of back-asswards, because this is meant to be stuck on a 4-wheeler. And it's meant to be put over here and upside down. So these are kind of backwards of how you'd expect them to be. Key on.
Oh.
Got a relay on the power to make sure it doesn't. Yeah, it's just powered up, it falls down.
I expected this to be like Crazy Wheels. No, nimble, really nimble. You could just get right in there and finesse the controls. And this was my first 20 feet of using this thing. Like I said, this guy's got this dialed in. Reminds me of what are those Toro multi-forces. I've never tried one, but I've heard those are amazing at snow removing on driveways and larger areas. And this thing, you guys, I was driving like a baby because it's not mine. He hopped on it. Oh my God, he's like evil freaking Knievel on this thing. That's the thumb control. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually really intuitive for being upside down is what I'm talking about when I say not bad. Even upside down, it's an intuitive control. It's just like anything else. A little bit of training, muscle memory, and it gets you right where you want to be. So he's got, I believe, 400 and 80 pounds of counterweights on the back of the mower. And what that does is that has this whole unit between the front and back and the mower and rider almost perfectly balanced, so you have control. It feels like you're actually really steering, not doing, you don't really think about the fact that you just got crazy wheels on your front. Your front are just casters. They don't do anything. Wobbly wheels. But for some reason, between the weight balance of this thing, you just have a lot of control.
Look at that smile. Look at that. He likes it. Way better than I would have ever guessed. Like I've rode one of these before, and it was all over. I mean, it was, you felt like you were on an ice skating rink on wobbly wheels, right? You were just like, get me off this thing. This has got light. It's got, I mean, this is nice.
Because when I saw you running it, you were pushing a pretty impressive pile of snow, I just gotta say. And then I'm like, how is he getting any control out of that thing? Right? Because I've seen them, I've actually tried mowers that have plows on them, and they're terrible.
Yeah, it would probably be a little bit better if you didn't have suspension on it. The Boss, this one's got suspension front and back, and that's one of the reasons why I have to have the weights on the back.
So show me the suspension so we know exactly what you're talking about.
Rubber blocks.
That's
So
what you call suspension.
2-3 inches of travel on each wheel, and they've got the same thing on the back wheels, which is really nice on my rough yard when you're mowing.
Okay.
But here I get a little bit too much squat on the front when I picked up the plow. And the way these casters were on this model year, when it would flip from front to back, it tries to lift a 1/4 inch. And so then you're trying to lift this entire plow out here when you turn, because the caster needs to rotate, and they didn't want to turn very well because there's too much weight on the front wheels.
So how did you solve that?
But we got almost 400 pounds on the back behind the wheels, and now the front is basically floating when the plow is out. I mean, there's no weight here.
So you've balanced the machine out by adding the rear counterweights. Where did you get those from?
I bought them online. I think I don't even know what brand tractor they're from. They're probably an IH thing, but I just needed something that I could easily hang on there.
One of the things that some guys don't have that puck style suspension. And if they're going to try to do this,
it actually, I think, would end up being better because
really,
you don't like that float with the plow.
Right,
My
but
brother runs a UTV with the big brother of this plow.
Yeah.
And that one weighs about 500 pounds. And the problem he constantly has is with the big travel and the big UTVs now, you pick it up and the front just goes to the bottom.
That's what I was saying. Like if, like I've seen mowers that have a pretty complicated suspension system in the front, and in my mind, I'm thinking that's not gonna fit a setup like this. You want something, you want less. Less is more almost.
When I was shopping mowers, it was kind of, I looked at some of the other commercial ones that are out there, and of course the Deere, but a lot of them are just solid on the front. Most of them were beefy enough up front, but depending on how they had the front wheels set up, it was going to be a whole lot more difficult to make that bracket. Whereas the simple design of the bad boy made it really quite straightforward to put together that bracket.
So Dan, are you telling me you literally picked out the mower so that you could stick the plow on it, or did you happen to own a bad boy and say, I want to try to stick this on?
Little of both.
Little of both. Okay. What are bad boys running? Just tell me it's not a Kohler.
This one is the Vanguard Briggs. It's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
But they do have, at the time I was buying this, one of the bigger questions was they were starting to switch over to, I forget which brand it was, but they had an option that was a fuel injected one.
Yep. EFI.
Which I didn't really want yet because I don't run 5,000 hours a summer like you guys do. I'm not going to get the gas savings out of it. When it dies, I can't fix it.
Yes.
I can fix this. I don't care if it burns an extra 2 gallons of fuel an hour.
And so you welded on the brackets to hold on the counterweights too.
Everything bolted on. I built the brackets, but they're just bolted on. So I can drop off. I can put the blade deck on here with the plow on it. Nothing interferes. But if I want to, I can drop the bracket off with 6 bolts. I can take these brackets off the back with 6 bolts. I thought I would when I was building it just to clean it up in the summertime, but in practice I haven't. I just lift the weights off and drop the plow off because there's always something I want to throw the plow on for. Get a pile of mulch dumped out, I want to push it over quick. I think they're 80 pounds a piece.
Do you mind if I pop
Yeah, go ahead.
pop one off?
Lift straight off. Slid out against the edge there. There we go. These weights are supposed to have
Careful on your concrete.
some sort of clip to lock them. And I never put that on here, they're just hanging here.
Yeah, but have you ever lost one?
Yeah, because the front end is so light, you start pushing up in a pile, you got to be careful. It's pretty easy to climb the pile. The front of the mower and the plow and everything will go straight up the pile. And these weights are hanging so low to the ground, you tip up too much, the weights hit the ground and they all fall off.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We literally had that happen to us last week out on a site. Dan, Dan.
Nice to meet you, bud. Nice to meet you.
So this is how he's got this set in place.
What I haven't been keeping track of real well is whether I've been burning off more of the tires pushing snow or if it's just for mowing, but I'm just about through this set of tires. What I'm hearing. 212 hours on it. I would guess probably at least 50 of those hours is pushing snow.
You said these are 80 each?
I think they're 80.
So you got 500 pounds.
Just under
480.
So here's the hill. So traction is the concern, right? I mean, because when I was on that one that I drove, I was on a flat level surface, Dan, and I just felt like I was on a set of crazy wheels on an ice rink. It was the worst experience ever. I'm like, this is the stupidest idea I've ever seen, until I saw your video. And now we've got a fairly steep hill. And we're gonna go up and down it, plowing it, and then we're gonna load up Dan's driveway with some extra snow and see how it pushes through some deeper stuff. See, it took me a little bit to get the hang of those controls, but not that long. I mean, these are really intuitive controls, even being upside down and bass backwards. I put it in the wrong way. I should have turned it around. What am I thinking?
You see those little dents in the back of the plow there?
Oh yeah, no, I noticed them. You got dents all over. Is that from you hitting stuff?
Because I was abusing the out of it, rolling a landscaping rock out of the way that I didn't have any other way to move.
Oh, okay.
You're 500, 600 pound rock, and I just rammed it. Got it to roll.
Yeah, you sound like you should be on my crew. All right, do we get to take this out now?
Yeah, we can.
Oh yeah, we can. Those are the words I like to hear.
He had like an inch on the top of that. That's amazing.
I want one of these so bad. Will you show me how to run it, Dan? This is my first time ever sitting in a Toolcat, and I want one of these so bad.
All right, crash course.
So the armrest has to be down to do anything. That's your safety on everything. And I didn't leave that in neutral, so it beeps at you. So that's just like car. Brake, gas, or brake. It just runs the hydro. Shuttle shift forward and back.
Okay.
Your bucket control is here. You don't need anything else with this. That's really about it. Right now it's in 2-wheel steer, so it steers pretty normal. If we flip this, it turns on 4-wheel steer, and then you got to really watch where your tail swings.
She's pretty tight then? I mean, she'll turn real tight?
Oh yeah. Goes around like nothing.
One of my buddies has
you gotta watch your swings. You know, you pull up next to a building, you forget about it, you go to turn, and the back end goes, you're turning away from the building, but the back end goes toward the building.
Does this have a hydraulic though?
Yep.
oh, that's quick too.
Do any of them have a telescopic boom?
They don't, and it's the one thing I wish they do. I think people complain most about them is the reach and lift isn't quite enough.
No.
And if they would put a modern telescopic boom on it, it would be a really nice competitive machine again for a lot of these things. If you're pushing in the mud, you spin out, you can't quite get it to move, you let the boom collapse in.
Yep.
You get moving again, and then you shove the boom forward and push the dirt. You can break it loose.
I do it all the time. I get it forward, then I set the brake, then I push the boom forward, and then I do this weird accordion thing, right? Well, let's go move some snow. Things I'm trying not to do is put the snow down and then drive over it again, because I don't want to compact it onto his driveway.
It's a regular day at work, unplowing a driveway so we can replow it with something else. Seems like we've been doing this a lot lately, unplowing stuff.
but it sure did actually handle really well. I thought it was gonna have a lot more problems with traction, being in kind of, we're going on-road, off-road, and in pretty slick conditions with turf tires to boot. Nah, it really actually did pretty well.
We've been unplowing a lot of stuff this year, Stan.
I was just saying.
A lot of stuff.
Standing in the cab is like people are gonna start questioning the sanity. One of his recent videos, I see him ramming his truck with the skid steer when he's got it jackknifed in the woods, and now he's putting snow in driveways.
Oh, we've done this a couple of times this year.
Oh, yeah, but we got to really test this thing out. There's no other way for us to do it.
Oh, if you really want to test it out, let's spray this down with the hose and come back tomorrow.
All right, could be interesting getting out. Brake is set, arms are wide open, blades off. See what I mean now? I could have just plowed my way out, but no. Okay, that was my first mistake. My second mistake, I should have let Dan demo it, because he knows this machine inside and out.
Yeah, as soon as she bites, she good. Get that little bit of momentum.
Before we get too far, let's check out Dan's garage door. Make sure we didn't hit nothing too bad. Dan, I hit your garage door. I hit it right here.
What did you do the first time?
I did that, and I did that. I'm sorry about
You
that.
can see the previous owner did a bit more over here.
Okay. Okay, so I don't have to feel quite so bad, Dan. Okay, we'll fix it for you.
And
Don't.
the driveway pavers did this one, so you know.
So who did this one then?
Previous owner.
All right. Thanks for
All the siding on this building is one of my upcoming summer projects.
I'm still going. I still got traction. I'm not on his driveway anymore. I'm in his yard going through mounds of snow, and this mower just keeps going. That's the surprising part. We ended up taking about half of all of the snow that he removed off from his driveway and putting it back onto his driveway. So sometimes you see the blade collapse, that's its trip edge working.
According to my camera, it took longer to unplow it than it did to plow it.
I believe that. That legitimately has way better traction than I would have ever imagined. It's got to be because of those counterweights on the back tires. You have better tires on the back. That thing would just go like nobody. So I'll be honest with you guys, I was being gun shy because it's not mine and I don't like breaking other people's stuff. We'll let Dan do it. Man, you got no mercy, do ya?
Use the momentum on it.
Damn.
It's held together for about 3.5 years of that. Nothing wrong.
Every time it snows, you just go out and beat the crap out of this thing. That's the way you run it. I love it. He's not shy about it, man. He's not out here babying it. That boy beats it.
Beat the hell out of that.
God.
He's driving it like how you'd be driving it if it was yours.
Holy crap. All right. Stan, thanks for letting me come out, man. Yeah. Really appreciate it. You guys, this was a treat to be able to check out something. A homemade snowplow lawnmower conversion. I don't know what the heck we're going to call it, but
yeah, this is pretty cool.
Dad let us invade his property, unplow his driveway, replow his driveway. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. So thank you, Dan. Thank you guys for going along for the ride. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your ideas are in the comments down below, because I've seen a lot of guys come up with a lot of really cool stuff. And this was the first one that was close enough for me to investigate.
Right? Yeah. It's nice.
Nice close one. It's
nice close one, yep.
So that's it for today. God bless you guys. Go get them, and we'll see you on another one.
And guys, hit that thumbs up. It goes a long way. I so appreciate you guys commenting down below. So thank you for all of that. That's our video. We'll catch up with you on another one, you guys. We got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline, like the ASV versus the cabin. We're gonna mulch it up into powder. What should we call that video? What do you guys think? We got 3-part series, and one of the videos, oh, we almost lose the ASV, and I'll tell you, and if you get an ASV stuck, there's nothing getting them unstuck. I mean, this is bad. I'm out in the pasture. We're building a pasture, and my uncle doesn't tell me that he dug a hole like 25 years ago, but it's never really fully formed in. It just kind of slewed over, kind of like a quicksand hole. Oh yeah, I find it with the ASV, full frontal. Whooshing. So what should we call that video? That's our video for today. Redneck Mow Plow. Catch you guys later. See you in another one.